Ghost in the Shell is directed by Rupert Sanders and stars Scarlett Johansson and a host of other actors whose names I probably won't be able to pronounce correctly, and follows Scarlett Johansson's character Major, whose brain has been put into a robotic body, and she's put into a task force police force that investigate hacking crimes. This film was bizarre. This was weird. I think I liked it. So it's based on a Japanese manga and anime which I haven't read or seen. So I was going in with I knew a rough idea of what it was about, but I didn't really know the story. Went in kind of fresh, and it was baffling. It was beautiful, but baffling. From what I've heard afterwards, they have recreated the world of the anime film very well, and it's very true to that film, and it does look beautiful. The CGI is practically seamless, and it's a beautifully futuristic world with holograms and weird things everywhere, and it's so well designed. It just looks kind of breathtaking, and the cinematography does back it up. There are some really, really incredible shots in there that look really striking, and the direction backs it up as well. Rupert Sanders has done a fantastic job. I'm not sure how much the studio would have been involved in this, because I feel like they've been pushing this film a lot, but the direction is great, and all of the cinematography, direction, and all the CGI does all kind of just meld together quite seamlessly. There's only a few scenes where the CGI looks dodgy as hell, and it's really, really noticeable. The majority of the rest of the film, you wouldn't be able to tell. Now, there was a lot of controversy around Scarlett Johansson being cast in this film, because a lot of people felt that an Asian actor should have been cast as Major, seeing as it's based on an anime film. I don't really know what to say. I don't know if it would have been any better with a different actor. I don't know. Scarlett Johansson gave a very solid performance. She was really good. It was a weird performance, but it's a weird character. Things like the way that she walked wasn't ordinary. It seemed as if her mind and her body were still not quite right, and they weren't quite melded. Because the character is an android with a human brain, a lot of it was just the small, subtle movements in her face and her reactions and trying to get used to things still. And you could tell that there was a bit of a disconnect between the brain and the body sometimes, and her performance was fantastic, I thought. And as I said, I'm not sure if it would have been any better with a different actor. We will never know unless they remake it, but I thought she was fantastic in the role. The story was very, very bizarre. It was a really good story, and it had a lot of themes and topics that it kind of made you think about, and there were some twists and turns in there. But it's always difficult to jump into a world like this, and I think they made the right choice of not explaining things too much. They just jumped into it and let you discover this world for yourself, instead of showing you exposition just for the sake of explaining things. I think it was a very grown-up way of handling it, and I think it treated the audience as intellects, or with some sense of intelligence, whereas a lot of films do just kind of go through explaining what's going on in the world and why the world's like that, whereas this film really didn't do that, and it just threw you in at the deep end, and you just had to discover the world as Major was kind of discovering it. And I thought that was a really smart move. As I said, there were some really mature themes and really smart topical themes in there, such as identity, what makes us human, what's the difference between AI and human. And there is a twist in there which I've heard isn't part of the original anime, which is handled very well, and it does make you think about things a lot more, and it's handled in a very, very good, genuine way. The action scenes were fantastic, as you would expect with this level of blockbuster film. The special effects were great, as I've said, and I do think the overall production was really good. There was just something about it that wasn't perfect. It didn't grab my attention and hold me, and there wasn't really a scene that stands out in the film. There are a couple that are memorable, but none that really kind of grabbed me and pulled me into that. There was always this kind of disconnect between myself and the film, and I did feel like the middle especially did kind of not drag a bit, but I felt a bit distanced from it, and I can't entirely explain it, and I'm not sure why, but yeah, it's still a really good film, and I really appreciated it. It was so much better than I was expecting. They've really pushed it with the marketing, and it's been advertised everywhere, which I think has kind of put it down a bit, because a lot of it I had seen. There's been so many clips, so I think they really are riding on this film, and I do think they should have held back a little bit. But it was an enjoyable film, fantastic performances all around. I didn't really think there was a weak link in there. Every actor was fantastic, great performances. Scarlett Johansson is, as always, a great leading lady. She can carry a film and a franchise by herself, and just the cinematography and the visuals were stunning. There was just something not right with it, and I just can't put my finger on it, but I think that they may be looking to turn it into a franchise and maybe continue it with sequels. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's a great film, and I do think that everyone should go and see it, because it does make you think afterwards, and there are some deep messages in there. So overall, with all of that in mind, I've decided to give Ghost in the Shell 81 out of 100, which is a B. Stay tuned for more film reviews. I am hoping to go and see Free Fire this week, because it's not playing in my local cinema, so I'm going to have to go a bit further and go and see that, but I will have a review up for that. And then there's quite a few films coming out over the next couple of months. There's loads of bloody films coming out over the next couple of months, so stay tuned, and I will have unboxings as usual. They're pretty standard. If you've seen Ghost in the Shell, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if you've seen the original as well, let me know how it compares, because I do need to go and watch the original, to be honest. Hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.